On May 25, 2022, an officer found $2 million worth of cocaine in a routine traffic stop. The truck was stopped by the road, perhaps for a standard check or due to suspicious activity, but after inspections, they found this. The officer, ensuring regulations are followed, asked for the truck's registration. The driver explains he's driving for a friend, leading to a clarification that it's actually the friend who owns the truck. The officer, trying to understand the situation, inquires about the number of drivers, to which the driver responds, indicating he's showing a new driver the ropes. The officer's questions continue, probing into the driver's residence and the ownership of the trailer. The driver confirms he lives in Miami, not Orlando, and that the trailer belongs to him. A discussion about the truck ensues, revealing the driver's truck is out of commission due to a broken motor. Attention shifts to the cargo, with the officer requesting the bill of loading to verify the freight. The driver indicates the trailer's contents are kept at -10 degrees. The officer checks for compliance with logbook regulations, a critical aspect of road safety. The driver assures he has a logbook, although it's not currently filled out. The conversation reveals the driver had been in Phoenix for an extended period, waiting for a load. The officer, satisfied with the information, decides to inspect the vehicle's lights and fire safety equipment, instructing the driver to wait nearby. After searching the cabinet for a while, the officer finally found a box full of cocaine. And according to law procedures, officers can search a vehicle if they have a probable cause to believe that the vehicle contains contraband. Probable cause can be established through a number of ways, including canine sniffs, officer observations, and suspicious activity, or warrants. The suspect is bewildered, not comprehending the situation fully. The officer instructs him to turn around and not to move, signaling the start of the arrest procedure. The suspect, seeking clarity, questions the reason for the arrest. The officer, focused on the task at hand, assures the suspect that an explanation will follow shortly. Amidst the confusion, the suspect requests to make a phone call, to which the officer responded affirmatively, indicating that it can be done once they have secured the scene. Simultaneously, another individual, possibly an accomplice waiting in a nearby car, is also taken into custody. The officer is careful to ensure the handcuffs are not too tight, promising to adjust them if necessary. This is a standard procedure to prevent any undue discomfort or injury to the suspects while they're restrained. The officer's calm and controlled approach is evident as they manage the situation, allowing the suspects a degree of communication but postponing further actions until backup arrives.
Manos en la espalda. Manos en la espalda. Siéntese. Siéntese. A little bit of the right. It's not tight. I can put my finger in there. Just the way your hand is. There you go. Good? We'll adjust them when somebody else gets here.
In the continuation of the case script, the officer, having secured the suspects, prepares them for the next steps. The individuals on the ground are informed that they'll soon be allowed to stand up and that the handcuffs, referred to colloquially as cuffs, will be adjusted for comfort. The officer reassures them that another colleague's on the way to assist. The officer then begins to recite the Miranda rights, a crucial step in ensuring that the suspects are aware of their legal protections. The rights include the ability to remain silent, the potential consequences of waiving that right, and the availability of legal counsel. The officer methodically explains these rights, emphasizing the importance of understanding them before any questioning begins. One of the suspects, possibly not fluent in English, seems to require a translation of these rights. The officer acknowledges this need and promises to provide a Spanish version later. Meanwhile, the suspect asks for their phone, expressing a desire to make a call, likely to a significant other or family member. The officer, while not immediately granting the request, suggests that it might be possible later. Another request is made by the suspect to smoke a cigarette. The officer, still waiting for backup, considers the request. The suspect assures the officer they have no intention of causing trouble, indicating their compliance with the arrest process. The officer offers the opportunity for one of them to make a phone call, which seems to be the only request from the individual at that moment. The officer then shifts the conversation to the matter at hand, explaining the reason for the stop. It's revealed that the stop was part of a commercial vehicle inspection, which led to the discovery of drugs in the truck. The officer is straightforward, sharing the findings with the individuals and inquiring about their willingness to cooperate with the investigation. The officer's tone remains neutral and informative, neither pressuring nor persuading the individuals to make any statements. The option to remain silent is clearly presented, respecting their rights. There is an attempt to communicate effectively as the officer asks if one of the individuals can translate, ensuring that everyone involved understands the situation and can make informed decisions.
I ask him something? Yeah. Okay. Ask him if he wants to cooperate with this investigation. Can you ask him that? What do you say?
Like what? What do you want?
Okay. We'll stop it there for now. But like weed in here, don't it?
The officers, upon inspecting the vehicle's interior, notice a distinct smell they associate with marijuana, and this prompts them to investigate further. 2 boxes attract the officers' attention and they decide to document the find. One officer suggests taking pictures as evidence, confirming that the camera is still in use for such purposes. The smell reinforces their suspicion that the boxes may contain marijuana. The officers then prepare to remove the boxes from the vehicle for a closer examination. They coordinate their efforts, with one suggesting that they each take a box. This systematic approach is typical of law enforcement procedures when handling potential evidence.
We can bring those out. If you want to grab one, I'll grab the other.
The scene continues with the officers discovering another box during the investigation. They are methodically searching the vehicle, looking for hidden compartments that might be used to conceal contraband. One officer finds a box and inquires about the location of another, indicating that they're aware there might be more to find. The officers discuss the method used to hide the items, noting they're often placed in compartments within the axle or along the side of the vehicle, areas not immediately visible or accessible. They describe how these compartments are accessed, mentioning a rope used to retrieve items hidden within. The discovery of 20 kilos of what is presumably illicit material marks a significant find in the investigation. The officer's systematic approach and attention to detail highlight their experience in the thoroughness of the search.
Real quick, a lot of times you'll see these in not axle compartments, but sidewall compartments. And I'll show you where they gain access to it.
So they just stuff all in there and leave a rope where they can pull back up.
Mm-hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6, so 20 kilos. All right.
Hey, if you found this one unbelievable, then you haven't seen the video on the right-hand side. Remember to check it out, but only at your own risk. Only at your